Everything you need to make my peanut butter cookies. Flour, heavy cream, shortening, which I usually don't like to use, but it makes these cookies taste great. Corn syrup, sugar, baking soda, and some salt. We'll start with 3 cups of flour. This is 1 cup. Okay, this is 1 cup, so I'll do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. So I keep my extra flour in Ziploc bags instead of the paper bags like the sugar comes in, because it just keeps it a little fresher and easier to kind of store. So this is the bag I'm talking about. Flour comes in these things too. Okay, 1 cup sugar. 1 sugar. Pour it into the cup. Level it out. Perfect. 1 cup. 1 teaspoon baking soda. I can't stand these cardboard boxes that baking soda comes in either. I should probably store it in a Ziploc baggie too. 1/2 teaspoon salt. Pour that carefully. Okay. And whisk or mix the dry ingredients together. I would whisk it about a minute just so it all mixes up together really well. Okay, so now we have the some of the liquid ingredients. Well, I call it liquid. It's 1 cup peanut butter and 1 cup shortening. So here's my 1 cup measure, and I will put the peanut butter in there with a spoon to measure it out. It's the best way I can usually measure it accurately. Press it down to the bottom of the cup. Make sure you get a whole cup in there. These are really peanut buttery cookies, so use the peanut butter you like. We love Skippy here. We've also had lots of Jif in our lives when my kids would, some of them would only eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We've come a long way since then. Okay, so this is full. Add this to the bowl. So I need my little spatula for this. All right. And just, because we're going to combine this with the shortening. I'm using Crisco. I don't know of any other shortening. There might be like a store brand. I'm sure that's fine. But like I said before, I don't use shortening. My chocolate chip cookies, my regular baking doesn't call for shortening at all. But this peanut butter cookie recipe does, and it's what makes it so good, I think, this particular recipe. So, okay, here's the peanut butter. So now we'll add the shortening. So that's convenient. This stick of shortening is 1 cup. So I'll add that. I actually like the packaging. You can keep your shortening fresh in these little, gosh, I'm going to keep these things. I can actually use it for butter or storage of little things. Oh, I like that. Okay, so this is the gross shortening, but okay, that's all right. A lot of people bake with this. I don't know how healthy it is, but they're Christmas cookies. Once a year. So here it is, and I'm going to mix that together. It's going to take a little bit. I won't use the whisk because it's just going to all get stuck in the whisk. So I'll fold this and meet you at the end of mixing this. Probably going to take a few minutes to get this combined. Okay, here we are. This is mixed. That's the shortening and the peanut butter. So I'm going to add the flour mixture slowly. Just pretend this is creamed butter and sugar. It is shortening and peanut butter. So this is all mixed from before. So I'm going to add, like a quarter of it. And then mix that. And then keep adding, keep adding a little bit after each time you mix it through. So you kind of have to do this slowly so the flour doesn't fly up in the air. And it's similar to chocolate chip cookies, like I said, with the butter and the sugar. When you cream that together and you add the flour, there we go. Kind of has that same look to it. Very peanut buttery smelling, which my kids love. I hope they love these cookies. All right, so there, that first batch, the first part of the flour is nice and mixed. The flour mixture, add a little bit more. So we're forming the dough for the cookie dough with the flour and the peanut butter shortening mixture. So at this point, I'm going to use the big bowl, and I'm going to scrape the peanut butter mixture into the big bowl. All right, here we go. Scrape off the whole bowl. Make sure you get all the peanut butter and shortening in there. It's a little bigger. Oops, that's nearly clean, so that's perfect. And then continue mixing them and blending them together. It's just a little awkward. It's not difficult at all. You know, baking, you have to have patience with this stuff. So, just mix that last bit of flour mixture into the peanut butter and shortening. It's coming along. So we're going to be adding next, we'll be adding the corn syrup and sugar. Okay, now we're adding, so this is all blended. I had to use a fork to get it really completely mixed, which is fine. And now it looks delicious. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons heavy whipping cream. Heavy cream, some containers just say whipping cream, but it's heavy cream. So 2 tablespoons of that. 1, 2. Get all of it in there. Just washed my hands. And a half a cup of corn syrup. Another ingredient I hardly ever use when I bake, but sometimes it calls for it. So I have, got to open this with a knife, I think. See, I just picked this up because I don't use it. I don't have it in the house. But corn syrup, and this is the light corn syrup. There's another dark one here, which I don't think we use for this. I'm just using the light corn syrup. So a half cup of corn syrup. Again, I don't know how healthy this is, but you know, buy cookies, they're gonna have this and worse in it. I don't think corn syrup is terribly bad. You could probably make this basic cookie recipe with just, you know, healthy butter and, you know, grass-fed butter and, you know, regular sugar. But The corn syrup probably gives it some extra flavor. So we're gonna mix that up, and these are the last two ingredients at this point before the next step. So I'll probably mix this up for about a minute or two. Okay, so for this last part, we'll be rolling out some parchment paper. And then we're going to be putting the dough on the parchment paper, rolling it into like a nice log, and then refrigerating it for about an hour. Okay, so shape it nicely. You can roll it just a bit, make it nice and round. Okay, so all right. Put that in the fridge for about an hour. Let that. Okay. So we unroll this after we chilled it. And then we just start slicing. So I think I'm going to try to do thin slices, okay? Because I'm going to make some of them double peanut butter, and I'll show you how to do that. So the thicker slices I'm just going to do as cookies, and the thinner ones I'm going to put on the cookie tray and put a peanut butter filling. So I haven't gotten to the thin ones yet. Okay, a couple more of these. They got kind of square, so I'm just like rounding them out, but it doesn't matter what shape they are. Okay, so these are the thin ones. So I'm going to put a little bit of peanut butter in the middle. You know, think of a peanut butter cup. And another thin one on top. Round it out a bit. Hold on. Toll House Nestle. A little chocolate chips. And we'll put a few on top. And I think that's going to taste delicious. So I'm just going to continue with that process. So, peanut butter, a spoonful of peanut butter. Okay, place the cookie on top. So it's double peanut butter. You get the gist of this now. Place the cookie on top. Some of them are breaking apart, but that's okay. I think we can form them back together. Maybe they're warming up to room temperature a little. Okay, and then we'll continue to do that. If I come across a thick one, I will just put it as a single cookie. Okay. So here, my fingers are full of peanut butter, so I'm going to continue on with adding the peanut butter. Like stuffed cookies. All right, so at the end I have some thicker ones. I think these would be fun to eat too. just the regular cookies. And that's breaking apart. That's okay. It'll all bake together. Cookie on top. So thick one, 2 thick ones. So these are my nice new baking pans. I had 25-year-old baking pans, which is perfectly fine, but they were just getting so kind of gross. I know baking pans, when you use them a lot, it's going to be like impossible to completely clean them each time, but they were just, they weren't good anymore. So 25 years later, I got these beautiful new baking pans. It's the first time I'm using them. I think my daughter used them once for one of her baking projects. Okay. Looks like the bottom of the roll, they're a little smaller. That's okay. You just stuff them and then shape them. I might as well put a little peanut butter on this one. Got this cookie here. I have a feeling somebody will eat them. So one of my kids is home from college. The other 2 are skiing in Colorado. And let's make a little room. So they'll be home tomorrow. Okay, so I've got these 2. I might do a separate pan for those 2. Now I'll continue. I'm going to wash my hands in a second. I'll continue to put the chocolate chips on top of the stuffed ones. I know all my kids, I think the whole family loves Reese's peanut butter cups. So maybe this will taste something like it. Takes a little time to assemble. Actually, when I bought these chips, I thought they were regular size, but they're these mini. I didn't look. I just grabbed and threw them in the cart. But that's okay. They're a little harder to work with. Okay. I'm going to pour some more out and then continue to do that. Alright, that's how they look. I switched the pans and turned them around so they cook evenly. So these are the 2 trays. Looking good.